I wouldn't either. I agree.
Yeah, we're gonna avoid those fuckers.
But you should broadcast up there for a couple of days.
Fuckers. Who needs them? Yeah, we love our Canadian listeners. We'll say it. We love you guys. We know you're listening, you fucking weirdos.
Take your stupid hockey win and fucking feel good about yourselves for 5 minutes.
Oh, I forgot about that already.
I know. It's over.
I really did. It was
old news.
It was fun.
They're probably still having parades up there, and we don't even fucking care.
Well, the one thing that has to be mentioned as you wrap up the hockey talk, it was the greatest pickup game of all time.
Yeah.
Because those guys don't really play with each other.
No.
So it was just, all right, we're going to pick up a few guys, you guys pick up a few guys, and we're going to play for the world.
Yeah, and
I mean, that's why I don't know, I think the 1980 Olympic win was way more impressive just because it was a team that was put together for the purpose of
for the
winning.
Olympics.
Yeah, that just doesn't really happen anymore when you throw the pros in it.
Like the Canadian team had people that were on American hockey teams.
Yes.
And vice versa. It's like
you had teammates playing against each other.
Right, exactly. That's kind of,
because one's an American and one's a Canadian or a Russian or a Slovakian or a Finlandish guy.
Yeah, but it's like, you play for the Devils.
Yeah.
You play for Jersey.
Yeah, they're all now, most of them are down in the States playing hockey.
Yeah.
And Canada gets nothing.
So we really won when you think about it.
Well, no, they got a few solid fucking hockey teams.
Yeah, but we really won that because they mostly were playing on American teams.
Yeah, well, they used to have a lot of hockey teams, and slowly but surely we took them away.
Yeah. Yeah, we won that.
Yeah, I think
that's
so.
how I'm thinking of it now. It's like we just won it.
Like Quebec doesn't have a team anymore, right, Travis?
No, they moved to,
I know.
Okay.
The Quebec Nordiques.
Nordique. Oh, the Nordiques.
Remember the Quebec Nordiques?
They might get them back, actually.
No.
Yeah, there's talk that if they end up moving Phoenix, because Phoenix is owned by the NHL now.
Yeah.
If they end up moving Phoenix, Quebec is one of the places.
I would imagine if your team is owned by the NHL, that's not a good thing, huh?
Probably not.
How long ago did they leave Quebec?
It's been a while now.
It's been a while.
10 years? 5 years?
10, 15 years.
I'm a big fan of the Hartford Whalers.
Remember wow.
Are they done?
Oh my God, Jimmy, Jesus.
You know who's a giant fan of the Whalers?
Wait. I can't even remember how long ago.
It was AAF. It was because
Hartford Whalers were still around when we were at AAF?
That's exactly like when
did the Hartford
dissolved.
Whalers move? No.
Because Osterland was a giant fucking Whalers fan. And then he was bummed because they just fucking disappeared off the face of the earth.
Wow, I would have guessed it was before 95-ish.
Hartford Whalers, 97.
97 they made it to Jimmy.
Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah, they left Jimmy 13 years ago.
13 years ago, the Hartford Whalers stopped existing. I like their little logo, the W with the whale tail. Fucking John Ozone.
We're trying to keep
was
this
a huge fan of the Whalers.
Yeah, we're trying to keep this light and airy for Jimmy for the first hour.
And I'm reading some very sad stories.
Oh, don't.
David Patterson just wanted to see the ball game.
Could you imagine Jimmy just starts weeping about dumb stories?
Charlie Rangel, you did the best you
Charlie
could.
Rangel.
You played a bad card yesterday because, we'll let this go for a few days. And then, are we going to try to bring that one back?
No.
Somebody taped Chuck Liddell naked.
Oh, no. Come on, Janine. Can you please stick Jimmy's head in gravy? And then we'll wash it off with bubble gum and send it to the Navy.
Bubble gum would only make your head worse. You'd have gravy and gum.
I know.
I did have a dream last night that Club Soda Kenny fucked me really good. I went to...
No.
You mean literally or figuratively?
I would prefer it or literally. Because I got another chance to reintroduce Ozzy without being a douche.
Yeah.
So it was at a really small venue because Ozzy was doing a small venue tour. And I went up and I gave him a pretty good intro. But I fucked it up. I was a dork in the middle of it. Like, I pushed it too far.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Like it was going well and you fucked it up.
Like, instead of being all enthusiastic, I'm like, all right, you guys ready for Ozzy Osbourne? Just trying to be really cool.
Oh, no. You suck.
I fucked up and Kenny
Your
didn't...
dream stunk.
And Dummy he didn't tape it for me. I'm like, why? He goes, I didn't know you wanted it.
Oh.
Dream Kenny's an idiot, too.
But I think he stole my dream. That's like my Obama dream. Pushing it too far.
Well, yours is about being a friend with Obama. That is the dumbest dream.
But it's not the dumbest dream.
Mine could happen.
Friends.
I also had a dream Well, I don't even want to admit this one.
Oh,
Fuck.
boy, here
'Cause
it comes.
I saw her on the marriage ref the other night.
Oh, no.
Or just the I'm not going to watch the marriage ref. I know you guys had a good time with Tom Papa, but I don't.
No?
It would have been interesting to have you here, though, because you're married. And the way he talks about handling fights.
I ain't
and,
dealing with marriage talk on this show. No, the Tom Papa interview you guys did was great. Don't get me wrong. And Tom Papa is a very talented guy. The show. Wow, I don't want to do this. Sorry.
okay.
It's not. I can't watch.
Oh, my God, Opie's crying. What?
No, yeah. I can't watch the marriage ref. It's hokey as all hell.
Really?
Oh my God.
Not liking it?
What's up with half episode so far?
I know you're putting me in a
Half an
bad.
episode.
You're putting me in a bad spot because we all love Tom Papa. He's a great guy.
Yeah, you got to see. I would say
wish,
give it one episode.
I wish nothing but the best for him. And actually, the clips I've seen, he's doing his job.
You know, there are plenty of shows I don't like that are
just put it
successful.
All right, I'll say this much. Tom Papa is doing his job. Absolutely. But I think they should leave the comedy to the professionals, maybe.
Well, I heard
and not people that aren't really funny.
Was Alec
And
Baldwin funny? I heard he was very funny.
Alec Baldwin is funny, yes. Is Madonna funny, Jimmy?
She's never struck me as
Is
funny.
that LaGloria broad funny? She's a good-looking broad.
But it depends. Celebrities can be funny if they're revealing. If they're revealing, they can be very funny. If not, then they can be really.
Did you see
irritating.
the?
I saw none of it.
I saw nothing.
Did you see it?
No, I
See,
did not.
you guys are playing it safe.
Honestly, no, I'm not. I forgot it was on.
No, it's smart that you avoid it.
I
I'd watch
forgot it was on, too.
But you interviewed the guy. You should have saw the show.
I know.
I told Tom, which is true. It was at the
I'm not going
cellar.
to see Remember Me either.
Why not? That looks good.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
Chick flick.
I love
Stop
her.
it. Although my picture, I like my picture with her.
Dude, she looks so good.
Oh,
Yeah.
Why don't you kiss her on the cheek?
I know.
No, well, hopefully it'll do well for Tom Papa.
Yeah, Jerry's on another episode, and I know they got Gervais
Oh.
and Larry David with
Yeah, see,
Madonna.
they're funny people right
It's all
there.
about getting fucking numbers, man. If they get numbers, they're going to be on. They did 14 million people after the first. Let's see how they do on the second.
The Madonna, bringing it back though, the Madonna dream is very similar to the Obama dream, and I had that, I don't know, a while ago too, where I had a shot at like having sex with Madonna and I blew it somehow.
How?
Just being too needy and too like, you sure this is what you want type of fucking situation. Again.
No.
Just like Obama, when I had him in my pocket, we were going to be friends, man.
And what did you do?
We exchanged numbers, and he goes, hey, I'll call you. We'll play golf or something. I go, you sure you're going to call?
Oh, you wrecked it right there.
And then in the dream,
You dream wrecked it.
Ew.
I love you haven't heard this yet?
I haven't. Maybe I'll go again.
Okay.
I just forgot, like, what the circumstance was.
It's like a scab just came off. I saw it again.
And we were in some kind of like social situation, and when I said, you sure you're going to call, as he's walking away, he turned and looked at me like,
I was.
I was going to, but wow, did you just reveal that you're a douche? And we can never be friends.
Yeah, because, like, I remember you talking about the dream and how, like, he didn't like the fact that everybody just wanted to hang out with him because he was the president and stuff.
Right.
And then you were, like, the cool guy that he figured,
Yeah.
hey, this guy, flying saucers, whatever the hell people wanted to call him. And people would just paw over them and be amazed by him and everything. And now, it's you know, we're well into the 2000s here. Everybody has cameras on their phones. They're the flip cams. They just cameras all over the
And
place.
their hats.
Hat cam. But it just seems like we're not if the UFO phenomenon was so widespread, we would get better pictures, more of them now that people have the cameras that they're ready to just pull out. You can't, a cop can't beat anybody up anymore without cameras
but the
being
thing
there.
is, for that airplane one, there's a lot of people that believe Elvis is the...
That is the dumbest thing.
It really is one of the dumbest.
This is so stupid.
That doesn't
That's
look
Elvis.
anything like him.
That's,
Jimmy,
that's Elvis.
Jim Norton,
Oh.
help us out. What do you think, Jim? What do you think?
Is he listed in IMDb as somebody?
Jimmy's actually taking it
Extra
seriously. though.
in behind
The
fucking...
guy, do the one where someone's put the
Give me
bottom
a
of their mouth
big
on.
picture.
Yeah, he's listed as pelvis Esley.
Oh, look, what they photoshopped and removed the beard And it's Elvis.
Why
So
does it-
put that bottom lip on anybody. Put it on me. Fucking Photoshop me with Elvis, or at least my stomach.
All right, do you want to see the picture of the guy who got the DNA the same as the sister?
Yeah.
Okay, put Jesse Presley.
Ah, what nonsense.
Yeah.
You are fucking hysterical.
No, not Preston. Jesse Preston, that's porn.
We're just used to putting
That
Preston
guy
in.
there, that guy there. Now, if you look at this bloke here, right?
Yeah.
This is the guy that they reckon still Elvis, right? That kid is Lisa
Looks
Marie's
like
kid.
Joe Namath with white hair.
It does look like Joe Namath.
But he's had plastic surgery and stuff, but the kid on the knee is Lisa Marie's kid. And that's the fucking same kid, man. That's Elvis, I'm telling you.
Not Elvis. Oh my God. It's Johnny Winter.
That is, it's got just white hair.
You can't lie
It
about
looks like
DNA.
fucking Ric Flair.
Yes.
Woo!
Yes, Ric Flair.
That's Elvis, man.
And Joe Namath, like you
if
said.
you're
yeah.
listening,
Well, Joe
if you're
Namath.
listening, Jesse Presley, ring in, mate.
How
ring
old would
in.
he be?
He turned 70 last year, didn't he, Elvis?
Yeah? No, he didn't.
So Jesse Presley's Elvis Presley.
Elvis Presley.
Why would he
Living
change it to
I'm
something
telling you,
else?
if you-
Yeah, if,
Why
he,
would
wanted-
he keep
if he wants
Presley?
to hide, why would he go
Keep
with Jesse
Presley.
Oh, I don't know.
Presley?
I don't know if he's keeping the surname Presley, but that's who everyone, yeah. But he's in high. Yeah, but there's DNA. There's DNA proof that this guy's related to this woman, and fucking this woman's related to Elvis's dad.
Why did he go
So it
into
might,
hiding?
be a more tenuous link. It might just be coincidence.
Or
But
somebody else that he banged.
that's the news story there about Elvis still being alive with a thing.
Okay. It's a bunch of dreck.
Elvis is alive.
It was
Latest.
one of the most talked about stories in Cleveland history.
6 years ago, a
7
doctor
minutes?
claimed
Oh.
Elvis Presley
You can't
was
watch
still
it.
alive and that he was treating him. Fox 8 Suzanne Stratford
The
joining
news
us with
picked up on this?
It's like deja vu all over again. Here we
Is it?
The man
Shut
claiming
it.
to be Elvis Presley said he wanted to come out and prove to the world he was still alive, but he never did. Well, now new DNA evidence has led to a landmark court case in Tennessee, and this man's DNA is in the mix of it all. What's this all about? Well, here's how it all went down.
In real time.
Elvis Presley rattled the world with his rock and roll.
We know who he was.
Oh my God! You do
I
not
told
have
you,
to do this
you
part.
can't listen to this bit. You can watch it off air and then talk about
Yeah,
it tomorrow
yeah,
if you
yeah.
want. But
No, we'll talk over the boring stuff.
Is Elvis Presley.
this is the doctor who treated him.
Absolutely. I would never treat anyone without seeing them.
That was
eye to eye.
dead.
And it is truly Elvis Aaron Presley.
That was 2002, when we first met Dr. Donald Hinton in Missouri. The board-certified psychiatrist claimed that Elvis was still alive and his patient.
Welcome to my world.
Dr. Hinton passed a lie detector test and showed us presents from his patient, like cufflinks he said Anne Margaret gave Elvis after filming Viva Las Vegas.
Well, then I'd like you to check my motor.
You would have given Anne Margaret one, wouldn't you?
You'd have
Hinton
to
published
fucking
this book
fool
at
her.
his patient's request. Letters allegedly written by Elvis, now using the name of Elvis's deceased twin brother, Jesse Garon Presley.
Why would
Jesse
he do
claims
that?
he faked his death with the help of his manager, Colonel Tom Parker.
Ah,
Colonel
Colonel.
told Elvis
He was in debt when he died, remember?
that the Colonel would make more money off of this than Elvis made in his entire lifetime.
Elvis Presley Enterprises continues to grow, earning $49 million in 2007 alone.
But he can't spend it because he'd have to come out of hiding.
But Elvis did it because he said, I just had to get away.
Perhaps to escape an unhealthy lifestyle and threats against his family.
So a lot of his motivation was for his own physical safety.
So why come back?
What a
He's
rat.
so focused on his own.
We're only 2
religion,
minutes into this. You
spirituality.
sure you want to?
I know.
He feels he must do,
All right.
before he truly passes
Oh,
from this
Jesus.
world.
This guy's voice is really comforting and soothing.
I went to Graceland to find out the truth about Elvis
If you watch all that clip and when it starts getting onto the woman, the girl, the DNA, and also there's a picture of Jesse Jackson, Muhammad Ali, and Elvis Presley taken in 1981.
No, there's not.
Okay, Google that picture.
You're a fucking pisser, Jim.
Perhaps.
Jim Gullible Jeffries will be at Caroline starting tonight. 212-757-4100.
Jesse Jackson, Elvis and Muhammad Ali, Jesse Jackson.
Yeah.
Okay, no, it's not the picture. Come on. Jesse Jackson, Muhammad Ali. You got to put fucking all of them in.
Danny, you can punch him
There we
anytime
go.
you want.
There's the picture there.
Yeah, what's this?
Okay, who's the guy in the background? Elvis was friends with Muhammad Ali. Who's that
Why
guy?
would they line up for the picture? Why is it so?
Muhammad Ali was leaving the hospital at that stage because he
And why? Elvis decided to just show up at a press conference? Look,
and
there's
nobody
microphones
noticed.
in front of his face.
The only white face is Elvis,
And no one noticed.
It slipped through the cracks.
No one went, holy shit, Elvis is a fuck Ali. Elvis is alive. He's standing right there.
And why does Elvis in '81 look like Elvis in '56?
Because he got out of the business and he started taking care of himself.
So he figured he would just hang out with Jesse Jackson and Muhammad Ali to keep it on the DL.
Keep it. Look at all the microphones in front of Ali.
I don't believe in that one either, but it does fucking look like Elvis.
Way to know how to keep hiding, Elvis. He shows up at a press conference.
Yeah,
At a giant press conference.
Right.
He was looting in New Orleans. He was taking some beers.
It was just before they filmed Home Alone. He wanted to get him back in the show.
Yeah, he had to
the
grow
Home
his
Alone
beard
angle,
in.
I forgot. Yeah.
There's a picture of him in the pool house after he died as well. The pool house picture where there's people looking at the fucking gravestone.
You are fucking hysterical.
Here we go. This picture here.
But why would he?
Look at who's that fat bastard in the door there?
There's someone in the doorway, but
In the pool house, looking out on the people looking at his gravestone. He'd only been dead for 2 months when this photo was taken.
Then why is he sitting on the bottom of the door? It's a fucking midget. What is he doing? Is he sitting on the floor?
He's sitting in a chair. He's sitting in a chair there.
Why would he sit in a chair where he could get a picture taken
Where he could
of
be
him?
No, he's
discovered.
behind a screen, though. He doesn't think he'd get discovered. Wouldn't you? If everyone was looking at your tombstone, wouldn't you think, I'm going to have a look at that? Oh.
I'd do it
But there's a
behind
way
like
to look it without,
one of
being
those
completely
mirrors.
He had
exposed. You take a
sunglasses on.
peek.
He was in disguise.
Fucking Jim Jeffries.
Jim Jeffries is retarded. That is so funny.
More than 10%.
More than 10% retarded.
I'm telling you, you watch the rest of that clip and tell me Elvis isn't alive, man. Elvis is fucking alive. There's a color picture of it.
The
There
color
it is in
picture
color.
of it.
That makes all the
Could you
difference.
blow that up? I want to see the color.
Yeah, that is him. That's him. He's alive.
He's in the pool house, man. That's weird.
It is so weird. Why is he in the pool house? Oh,
Cool, that's not
come on.
photoshopped.
No, that.
No.
That looks real.
There's one thing, because that's back with film. Kodak has actually sent a letter saying there is no photoshopping going on with that at all. That is a genuine picture.
Cool.
There is a thing that says
Yeah, but
that.
a lot of guys look like Elvis.
This was done back in the 70s
hung out with
before
Elvis.
Photoshop.
Yeah, okay. But that's, so it's a guy that looks like Elvis.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of guys that look like
Probably
Elvis
one of his
who hung
friends
out
fucking with
Elvis.
people.
No, that's true, though.
Yeah, no, all the Memphis Mafia, they were all wearing that get-up, weren't they?
They all had the same kind
Probably
of...
one of
I
his
bet that's
friends.
a reflection.
Of what?
I bet that picture's a reflection off the window. Because
Yeah, I was thinking that
there's
too.
a gate behind
Exactly.
it.
No.
And it's some Elvis impersonator guy.
There's a picture before it of just the
Oh,
chair
fucking
by
A,
itself.
Ant. No, Ant's got it.
Yeah, that was the first thing I thought of when I looked at that. It looks like it's like an angled
There's probably
shot.
a little chair out there where people could sit and reflect.
Except
And
doesn't-
literally reflect in the fucking window.
There's pictures before this photo of this same door with the chair empty.
It's probably
Yeah,
his
okay, but
guys.
I think the chair's
Oh, okay,
outside.
yeah, yeah,
All right, wait.
I
It's
think
probably
the
his
chair's
guys having a good
outside,
time.
too.
We got more Elvis stuff coming in. Peter,
Oh, thank
Massachusetts.
God. Oh, cool.
Peter.
Yeah, there's more. There's more uncorroborated proof of Elvis.
Are you lonesome tonight? Do you miss me tonight? Are you sorry we drifted apart? Does your memory stray to a bright summer day when I kissed you and called you sweetheart? Do the chairs in your parlor seem empty and bare? Do you gaze at your bald head and wish you had hair? Is your heart filled with pain? Shall I come back? Tell me, dear, are you lost? Oh, Lord, Lord. I wonder. You know, someone said the world's a stage and each must play a part. Oh, God. Oh, man, I tell you. Ooh, Lord. And I had no cause to die. Sing it, baby. Shall I come back again? Tell me, dear, are you lonesome? Is your heart filled with pain? Shall I come back again? Tell me, dear, are you lonesome tonight?
Jim Jeffries today. It's been about 6 months. We miss you, Jim. You got to live closer to New York. You know that.
I live closer than I did previous times in my life.
That L.A. thing it's still too far away for us.
By the way, I can't tell you how happy I am right now. Jim just went to pour the final 4 drops of his Monster Energy drink, and half of it went onto his wrist and jacket. And I don't know why that just made my week.
I just had the wrong bit, and it came out the top. It was awkward.
I gotta say, also, we talked about it during the break. Jim Jeffries somehow figured out how to grow his hair back, and we're all very, very jealous.
It cost me money. I take the pills.
The Propecia.
That Propecia works, huh?
I got my hair back.
I had the island. A little island in front.
Did you really?
And now look, there's no island anymore. It's all connected again.
And also, my hair could never grow this long either. It used to wither at like a shorter length. I can keep going.
So you've been taking Propecia. That actually works.
Take Propecia, and it has dropped my libido ever so slightly. But thank God. You know what I mean? It was out of control.
It was out of control anyway.
I was just wanking on people's legs in alleyways and just.
I was told that, this is could drop your libido down a little bit and stuff, and I'm like, oh fuck, really? No.
It hasn't dropped. It hasn't dropped my libido. It's just like anything. If there's a new girl or something, your libido's right back up. you know what can drop your libido? Familiarity.
You're right. God damn it, Jim.
There should be a fucking warning on familiarity.
I always love that when they go.
Oh, that's funny.
When they go, a lot of men in their 40s and 50s get impotency. Really? Or have they just been married to the same bitch for 20 years?
Husbands?
The husbands get it. Find me a single guy fucking a girl like a model who's, I'm 40, so it's just stopped working for me. Fuck off. No one has ever been impotent with new pussy.
I've had it a few times. We lose your rod in the middle of it.
Yeah.
That's awful.
No, but there's that.
I don't understand how you can lose the rod in the middle of it.
If someone's fucking dumb face is looking up at you with love, and you want to go, why don't you just fucking be sexy?
Anytime you fuck that girl where you have to ask why you're having sex, are you enjoying it? That's always one that will make me sort of lose it. Yeah, you're having fun?
I can't have an interesting show on television. And again, combined with familiarity. Then you kind of going like...
Too many distractions.
Like, hey, look at this. It's fucking, it's Modern Marvels. They're talking about Chrome. I like that episode. Oh, what is this? It's fucking Mega Machines. What? They use that? And then you realize, oh, fuck, I better get concentrating. Yeah, fucking.
Yeah. Well,
I got this routine that I'm talking about at the moment on stage, which is, I'm not going to do the routine, but it's basically the point that women, I had a text message from a girl I stopped fucking a little while ago, and the text message basically went, oh, by the way, you never made me come.
Oh.
And I found offense to that, and the point is, does she honestly think she was the one who made me come?
That's fucking
I
funny.
make me come. I make me come. All the horrible things I have in my head is what makes me come. Right? They have very little to do with it. They're just the container I shoot into. I'm serious though.
It's a warm, wet rubbing
how dare
action.
you take credit? I have to fucking choke you and do horrible things. You know what I mean? So for me to come now, I have to do horrible things to you to make me come. If you were just... You think just the movement with your hips? And the weird thing is, to make a girl come, as far as I can tell, to make them come, what you got to do is you got to lay on your back and just fucking lay still so they can do that little thing. Because girls don't like it penetrating into them. They like doing that grind.
Which hurts.
Yeah, that grind
Sometimes
where it's rubbing up against the top bit inside. That's the bit.
And sometimes that'll bend your dick, like in ways it's not supposed to be bent.
Yeah.
So what did you should have wrote back? Who cares? That's what I would have written. Who cares? Good. You don't deserve to come. You fucking rotten pussy.
You're rotten pussy. I also have this theory. I was chatting to my friend about this the other day. I don't think I've ever truly made love to a person. Yeah. Like this whole idea of women making love. I think the difference is between making love and fucking is when you're making love, you go slower and you don't call them names. That's it, right?
When I'm making love, my dick withers like tea has been spilled on it. I can't keep a hard on for that shit.
I could never look at a person lovingly during sex.
There's a lot of passionate kissing during making love. Like mouth kissing, not just kissing neck and things like that. Like passionate mouth kissing, holding of the back of the head kind of a thing. And
never done that.
You've never done that?
No, I've never done that.
You don't want to ever, like, do that?
No. Unless it's with a prostitute.
No, it's kind of like, it's kind of old school movie fucking.
I don't think kiss her for that long if she's spitting cum back down my throat.
It's from here to eternity fucking.
No, it does nothing for me.
No. Nothing, a gentle hand down the side or the hip or anything.
Unless someone's my
Britain that I did a few TV shows for, I got a job on reception, right? Yeah. And then there was a very popular British TV show that I was meant to be on, right? A car show and talking about cars and racing cars and stuff, right? Which I was really excited about. Different from just doing a stand-up spot like a proper guest.
Yeah.
I was booked to do it because I was good friends with the host of the show. I got her a job on the show. Then she starts fucking the director. So not only did I lose my girlfriend and she moved all the furniture out, but I wasn't allowed on the fucking show.
And you hooked her up.
Oh, I hooked her up with the bloody gig.
Oh my God.
They're married now. So that
bitch.
Yeah.
They're married now?
They're married. That was the same weekend. You know that footage of me getting punched, right?
Oh, shit.
I'd come home from a weekend of gigs with like a black eye and I opened the door and went, honey.
Oh, man.
And she took the telly. Like, there's nothing worse than coming back with a black eye and the TV's gone and you're just sitting there on the couch just crying to yourself without even a distraction.
Oh man.
Yeah, so that was the end of her.
Oh.
That was, I was going to propose to her about 6 months later as well. We've been going out for years.
Good thing you didn't.
Yep.
Yeah.
She had that sitting there waiting.
Yeah, so she fucked me
Ticking
over.
time bomb, that one.
But, you know, I tell you, see, I can't break up with girls. I'm hopeless, right? Mm-hmm. Well, if I break up with a girl, I'd rather just let the relationship go to shit until they dump me.
Anthony, you want to take this one?
I have been in that situation. I counted countless times where it's like the best thing to do would be to break up. But I will just wait until there are two miserable fucking people just snarling at each other.
I can't do it.
That back-to-back sleeping in bed where you're just like back-to-back, not even fucking near each other.
They have to dump me. I have to push them into the ground until they're broke.
Why is that?
Because I tried dumping them, they start crying, and I cave in.
Isn't that terrible?
Where a woman starts crying, and I go, okay, I'm breaking up with you, and she starts crying, I go, no, it's all you're a good person. I still like you. Why am I breaking up? I'm not breaking up with you.
Shit.
You're a good person. No, I do love you. I'm sorry. No, I didn't mean any of that.
Why does it feel good when someone says something you feel?
A girl will dump me like this. I'm sleeping with your friend, and you're a prick, and your mother's ruined you, you manic depressive cunt. And you sit there going, oh, stop turning the knife, and then they just go, and I'm taking the TV.
Stop turning the knife.
Right, and then you just laid in a heap on the ground, and then they just throw you a picture of them sucking another man's cock and walk out of the house.
Jesus, Jim.
Where I'll just I'll just sit there going, please, I'm sorry.
Wow. Fuck. Stephen S. from Bayshore has been trying to get through to let everyone know that wasn't him doing the Elvis thing.
No, we didn't.
No,
think so.
I know.
All right. He has a reputation to uphold there. So, Ted in Providence. Ted.
Hey, guys, what's happening?
Hey, man.
Hey, Jimmy, happy
my
birthday.
God.
Is it your birthday
Oh,
today?
thank you, sir.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, happy birthday.
That's why
So,
they
Jimmy.
cupcakes earlier.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I wanted to tell you that you just caused me to have a major revelation in my life when you were talking about how doing the inappropriate thing with girls is what turns you on.
Yes.
I was driving, listening to you, and I went, holy shit, he's talking about me. Because
No,
when I
you're
have a
talking
good
about girls, mate.
girlfriend... What's that?
Nothing. Continue.
Guys are.
Oh, you guys are dicks. But yeah, so
Yeah.
when I have, like, a good girl, I want to do awful things to her, and every time I'm with a complete skag, I, like, stroke her face and tell her she's beautiful.
Yeah, it's just the opposite. It's because pornography has ruined me. And I don't like, even in my personal life, like, neediness comes out in different ways. Like, I don't like when I feel like there's certain times when I'm kissing a girl, if I feel like she's just kissing me too much and she needs to kiss me, I want to fucking punch her in the face.
Absolutely.
It
Yeah.
drives me nuts. I'm a pervert, and I get neediness shuts me down forever. As soon as not that a person needs me in their life, that's fine. But
if
it
it's
turns me off sexually completely.
But if it's a hooker and it's fake neediness, then that's a turn.
Because that's dirty. It's not
that's
being
hot.
needy.
Yeah.
It's a way to, like, say those loving things and caring things, but still be perverse about it. I like to
All
be
right.
perverted.
Wow.
Thanks, faggots. Bye.
All right, buddy.
All right.
Be good.
All right.
Thanks.
Suck it, Dick.
Yes. Polite and correct.
You know what faggot? You know what faggot means in Britain, in Wales?
Bundle of sticks.
No. It's a meatball.
Is it?
It's a big meatball you have in a tub and you
course
eat it,
it is.
right?
Yes.
And then but it's like
With cream sauce.
It's just wonderful to see on a menu when you
Yeah.
first see it. You pick,
Faggot.
you go big sausage, bucket of faggots.
I want a bucket of faggots.
Got a nice sense of humor over there.
Bucket
in Wales.
of faggots.
And they put faggot ball of meat. There it is,
Mr.
4 pork faggots.
That's hysterical. Why don't you guys speak English?
Well, you know the way faggot comes from the Bible, the derogatory term, doesn't it?
Does it?
The sodomites are the faggots of hell. They burn the fires because they're the kindling.
Really?
Yeah, that's where it comes from.
There's 4 pork faggots.
There's 4 pork
Mr.
faggots.
Brains, of course. No one else picked up on Mr.
Pork
Brains.
faggots, and they're balls.
They're balls of meat.
They're
Yeah.
just balls.
That says proper faggots underneath
Proper
that
faggots.
one. And you get them in a styrofoam container covered in gravy, you eat them with a fork. Oh, they fucking dig them up, man.
And a side order of sausage. Did they really have to do that to really beef up the display of the faggots?
What country is that?
That's Wales that
Jesus.
does that. Yeah, Wales. It's the Welsh. But they have their own. That's the most fucked up language in the world. The Welsh, man.
Yeah.
They've got train station names that put in the longest train station name in Wales or the longest train station, Wales train
I've
station.
seen this before.
Yeah, but it's like this is.
Yeah, no, I know.
It's fucking.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's like who?
It's like the longest word in the world.
Yeah, who would think this was a good idea?
No, it's only a thing. It doesn't matter.
It kind of does.
So we've gone from faggots to Jimmy punching a woman in the face.
Punching her in the face if she's too
that's
loving.
it. Yeah.
God forbid a girl wants to give Jimmy fucking some affection and actual love and stuff. Jimmy will punch her in the face.
That's different. No. To
Really?
me, that's not
That's one
necessarily
word.
needy.
Yeah.
That's not needy. If it's needy, it's a turnoff.
Oh, okay.
Look at the name of this train station.
That's one word.
That's one
Oh, it
word.
is?
LLAN. Really? Am I going to go through all these?
Lanfair Pulgoilnigil.
No, it goes about 10 letters without a vowel.
You can actually buy a fare to the end of the name. Hello, come on.
Is that the big joke there?
yeah. That's an old joke there. Yeah.
That was,
They love that one. Then they laugh, go off, have a couple of faggots, and they're home for bed.
unbelievable.
Oh, Wales. What a silly place.
All right.
That's where Tom Jones is from.
Well,
Shirley Bassey and Tom Jones and Catherine Zeta-Jones. That's all they've really got.
A lot of Joneses over in Wales, I guess.
A lot of Joneses, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're meant to be great singers or something. There's something genetic about them that they can all sing. They all love a good sing.
Yeah? Well,
Yeah.
that Tom Jones can fucking sing, I'll tell you
He
that.
can
He's
sing.
got some set of pipes.
You know what I like about him? He just owns
Big
up.
cock.
Like, his wife's really old. right?
Yeah.
And just as old as him. Like, not older, but he married her when he was like 20. He's still with her, and he just openly says, oh, yeah, when I'm on tour, I fuck other people. But I always go back to the green grass at home. Just,
yeah, there you go.
And they go, come on, Tom. You're like, you ever heard that Sean Connery story about St. Andrews? It's like an urban myth or something, but like it's, St. Andrews Golf Course in Scotland.
Yes, of course. That's where they invented the game, except they called it golf without the L.
So
He's telling us.
No, because Sean Connery, he's Scottish and he likes golf or whatever. So he's been married to the same woman for bloody 50 years, right? So this is meant to be a true story. I've heard it from a few different people, but so he's out with these BBC executives and they're trying to get him to do the voiceover for some TV show. Then at the ninth hole, they all stop to have a drink and they all start doing what boys do when boys are alone, start talking about chicks they're fucked, right? And